Okay, so this is Caregiving Cafe. We are happy to welcome Rob Faubion from AGE of Central Texas. He will speak to us about all the wonderful services and programs and wonderful upcoming events and great news that are happening this year and next. And without further ado, I will turn it over to Rob. Please let us know actually a lot of what you do and how you serve seniors and family caregivers.
Sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity to visit with everybody. I really appreciate it. Before I start, Rachel, I typed into the chat information for the Area Agency on Aging's Aging and Disability Resource Center. The Area Agency on Aging is your pass-through money of the Older Americans Act. So there's an Area Agency on Aging in every major city of the U.S. The one that covers Austin is the Area Agency on Aging of the capital area. They have money because it is your tax money that you spent. One of the things that they can do is that they can provide financial assistance for short-term respite, specifically for your situation. For like, we need to go on a trip, we can't take mom with us, we need to have mom be somewhere. So they can fund for mom to go and stay somewhere like a memory care for the time that you're gone, and they will pay for it. So give them a call. That's a free number. It's like a 1-800 number. Call them, tell them what your situation is, that you need someone to help care for mom while your family is gone. So that's something they can do directly. So my name is Rob Faubion, and I am the Chief Community Engagement Officer for AGE of Central Texas. We're a local nonprofit organization that was born right here in Austin 36 years ago. Our founders were some philanthropic leaders in the community who were getting older themselves and realized that there wasn't at the time any services directly for older adults and family caregivers. And so they decided to start an organization to be kind of the one-stop shop for all things aging and caregiving. At the time, there were other organizations that were just starting up, like Family Elder Care, Meals on Wheels, our local Alzheimer's Association, and other organizations, but they were all kind of scattered around everywhere. So our founders convinced the state to sell them the old abandoned nursing facility that was sitting over in Hyde Park that was built in 1906 and converted it into the very first senior center for Central Texas, invited all those organizations to come and have their home here. Over the years, we have expanded beyond just Austin, but beyond just being landlords of a building to actually providing services to fill in the gaps where there were needs, but there weren't services. So today we have 6 major programs over the 4-county region that help older adults and family caregivers to thrive. We do that by helping older adults, and particularly those who have a cognitive issue such as Alzheimer's or other dementia, or a physical need, to help them stay connected in the community, to help them stay active, to help them continue in their purpose in life. Our founders were very forward-thinking 3 decades ago to realize that in order to make that happen, we need to support the family and the family caregiver. So we have a lot of resources, education, and support to help those family caregivers in their journey as well. I myself am a family caregiver. My parents are in their 80s and they live independently in Round Rock. But in order for them to continue to live independently, I help take care of them. So I am not only the person here who helps talk about age, I also use our services as well. So I was going to initially talk about a study that we had done a couple of years ago about the perceptions of aging in the community and about caregiving, give you a whole bunch of statistics and that kind of stuff. Having our conversation this morning, I don't think that's where we need to go today. I think what we need to do is let me tell you a little bit about AGE of Central Texas and the programs that we have, give you some ideas on things that we've got coming, and then let's go back to these conversations and let's see if we can find some solutions for the folks that are here today. I'm going to very quickly share my screen. And we are going to skip down through a whole bunch of these things to right here. We're going to start with our Cornerstone program. Can everybody see my screen? Okay, fab. So we have the longest operating adult day health centers in Central Texas. They're called our Thrive Social and Wellness Centers. And they are basically a social club for older adults. They are a wonderful place for older adults to spend their Monday through Friday. We're open from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And our centers are designed for that older adult who can't stay at home by themselves. So let's say that mom's living with me, mom has Alzheimer's. I've got to go to work. I can't leave mom by herself. What do? Mom can go to the Thrive Center. We have one in Central Austin. We have another one up in Round Rock. And as of Tuesday, we broke ground on a brand new one in South Austin. We'll talk about that in just a moment. For our members, it is their club that they go to during the day where they get to socialize with other older adults. We provide breakfast, lunch, and snacks. We have a full day of activities. We have a full-time activity director at each location. And it's just a fun day of getting to do wonderful things. We have musicians that come and play. We had a bunch of therapy dogs that came to visit yesterday. We had a therapy pig come last week. That was fun. Every day is different. We have gardens at both of our locations. We garden and we harvest what we grow and we fix it. We had a big batch of basil the other day and made pesto. It's just a wonderful, engaging, enriching space for our members. For our family caregivers, the reality is it is a medical model licensed day center, which means we are licensed with the state. We have a full-time nurse. All of our staff are trained in dementia care. And so we provide the medical oversight for all this. For our members, they're going to their social club. For the caregivers, mom, dad, husband, and wife are at a licensed facility where they're being cared for by professionals. So it is a really wonderful program and an opportunity not only for older adults to continue to stay engaged with their purpose in life and to help them to slow down that cognitive decline because we're keeping them mentally, physically active. For the caregiver, it's a great respite because it gives your loved ones somewhere safe, being cared for by people who really do treat them like their own family. One of our founders was Bert Kruger Smith. She was an author who lived here in Austin. She wrote, I think, about 30 books on caregiving, starting back in the 60s before anybody was even talking about it. In one of her books, she has a statement that says, "I see you, old woman, but I see you and not the old." And we take that to heart. That is our person-centered care. We are serving Bess and her smile and her wonderful spirit. We're not serving her wheelchair. We're not serving her dementia. We're serving her. And so for every member who is part of our Thrive Social and Wellness Centers, we're serving them personally. As a nonprofit organization, pretty much everything we do, we give away free to the community. That's what nonprofits do. We raise money, give away our services. The exception is our Thrive Centers because they cost us about $1.2 million a year to run. That's a lot of money to raise. So we do charge to attend the centers. We charge $70 a day as our flat rate. However, we accept Medicaid because we're licensed with Medicaid. We accept veterans, aid and attendance, because we're licensed with them as well. Long-term care insurance pays for this because it is considered long-term care. And in reality, we will never tell anybody you can't come because you can't afford it. That's why God invented donors. So in reality, I would say probably 85% of our attendees are paying $1 to nothing to be here every day. For those who can pay, wonderful. That just helps us because that's less money we have to raise during the year. But we will never, ever tell somebody you can't come because you can't afford $70 a day. So if this is something that can be helpful to you, please take advantage of it because it is a wonderful, wonderful resource. In other parts of the country, there are a number of adult day health centers, and it's a normal part of the community. Here in Texas, especially Central Texas, it never really had caught on. It's starting to finally grow. We have a for-profit one that has recently opened over in the Anderson Mill area, but for the past 30 years, we've had the only ones. So they are really a super opportunity for both the older adult and for the family caregiver. We also have a health equipment lending program. So we give away durable medical equipment to anyone who needs it, no questions asked. So if you need a wheelchair, a walker, a shower bench, one of those great little stools that fits over the bathtub that slides back and forth so you can get in and out of the bathtub safely, rollators, crutches, all of those types of items, if your loved one needs them, we give them away for free. We also take donations of gently used equipment. That's how the program works. People who have things they don't need anymore, they donate them to us. We clean them, repair them, and loan them back out to the community. We have no stipulation on who can access this. In fact, we have no stipulations on who can access any of our programs. There are no age requirements, financial requirements, residency requirements, nothing. We're just here to serve the community. We can also provide incontinence products as well. We have those on a little more limited basis, but we know that for folks who are living on a fixed income, that is a huge expense for them. And so we can provide pull-ups, wipes, gloves, all of those types of things as well. We have a caregiver program called Caregiver U, and it has been operating now for 12 years. And we provide free caregiving classes year-round. We have 3 different types of curriculum. We have 2 classes on caregiving. One that is called Powerful Tools for Caregiving. It's kind of Caregiver 101. We have another one called Savvy Caregiver. That's for the caregiver whose family member has dementia, because as we know, that's a whole nother world. And then we also have a falls prevention class that we do for older adults. These are 6-week classes that meet once per week for about an hour and a half during the 6-week time period. They are evidence-based classes, meaning that they were designed by experts, have been test-driven by universities, and they have the stamp of approval that, yes, these work. When COVID hit, we had to stop doing the classes in person, and so we had to pivot to online. Now, because these are evidence-based classes, they have to be presented exactly the way that they were designed for the evidence-based, which meant in person. So we could not offer them online in their evidence-based form. So we created, through our many years of experience, 3 new classes that we did online through COVID, and we are keeping because they've been very effective. So we have what we call our empowering series, empowering you to be an effective caregiver, empowering you to be a effective dementia caregiver, and empowering you to prevent falls. These are kind of the Reader's Digest version of the longer ones. They're only 2 sessions long for about an hour, and we offer these virtually and offer them year-round. The way our program works is we partner with other organizations like Caregiving Cafe and with the YMCAs and the churches and the other nonprofits all around Central Texas area. We train their volunteers in this evidence-based curriculum. They become certified teachers, and then they go back to their area and present the classes to the community. And we provide all of the materials and the books and the support and the education, training, updates. That way, we have classes going on all over the 4-county region. And when one ends over here, another one starts there, and it just kind of keeps going all year round. We also are offering these online courses throughout the whole year as well. You can see the URL there, and I will be sure that I send this whole PowerPoint deck to Lynn that she can share with everybody so that you don't feel like you're having to make notes everywhere. But we update the class schedule on that URL once a week because new classes are always being scheduled and forming. As we had mentioned earlier in our conversations, we also have a resource and information center. And it serves as a navigation center for both older adults and for family caregivers. So whenever you have a situation and you're not sure what to do, or you've got a question and not sure where to turn, give us a call, send us an email. Our experts here probably have the answer for you. If it's not a program that we have, we certainly know who does. So if you need to find out if mom or dad qualify for Medicare, Medicaid, veterans benefits, not sure, give us a call. Let us help you with that. If you're looking for help with a particular situation, give us a call. Let us help you find those solutions. If you want to call and just cry because your mom is driving you insane and your sister tells you you're doing everything wrong, but she won't help you at all, and all she does is complain, that's what we're here for. Give us a call, because we've been through that. We're going through that ourselves. Our director of this program, Natalie Alcorta, is a social worker, and she is also a caregiver. And she is a sandwich generation caregiver. She has her children at home, but also caring for her parents. So she is right in the midst of it as well. So you've got an empathetic ear to help you there. We also, throughout the year, do lots of free workshops and seminars. Our next big one coming up is our annual Striking a Balance Caregiver Conference. That will be on August the 20th. It is the longest running and largest caregiver conference in Central Texas. This will be our 21st year. And we partner with the Area Agency on Aging to present that free for the community. It will happen at the Doubletree Hotel on I-35 at 290. Registration is scheduled to open next week. So I'll make sure that Lynn has that information as well. All of these events are free to the community. The Striking a Balance Caregiver Conference is really an amazing opportunity, because not only do you have a hotel ballroom full of resources, but some incredible speakers and presentations, and an opportunity to just interact with other caregivers for the morning and be with like minds and have a fabulous free lunch. So I hope that you'll take advantage of this opportunity, because it really is wonderful. We also do other conferences throughout the Central Texas area all through the year. And all of that information you can find on our website at ageofcentraltx.org. We also have a new program that recently launched. As I mentioned, when COVID hit and we had to close all of our in-person programming, we very quickly pivoted to virtual. And when we could not get together at our Thrive centers, we created daily virtual programming for all of our members, and realized that that was a great opportunity for us. So we created a new program called Memory Connections Online. This is for any adult who is living with memory loss. What we do is we get together Monday through Friday for about an hour online, and we do some kind of really awesome, cool activity that is designed by our social workers who run the program. So for our members, I think yesterday we went on an African safari. And so virtually went to Africa and got to see animals out on the Serengeti and talk about that. One day, a couple weeks ago, they went to the Louvre and went and viewed all of the artwork. We do art projects. We play virtual bingo. We have trivia days. Every day is something different and engaging. But the goal is for our members to stay mentally active. We're doing brain boosting activities. It's a chance for them to socialize, because just like us today, we're all here live together. Our members are live together as well. And again, for the care partner, it's a chance to go do something that I need to do, because mom, dad, husband, wife are going to be occupied with their Memory Connections Club for that hour. Great, I can go wash the dishes. I can go catch up on emails. I can do what I need to do. It's a wonderful program, and it's offered actually 3 times a day, because we do it, the same program, for the different levels of cognitive participation. So we have one set for people who are high performing, one who are mid performing, and one who are low performing. So depending on where your loved one falls in that scale is where you would join us during the day. So this is a really fantastic opportunity as well. Then finally, as I mentioned, we broke ground on Tuesday on our brand new South Austin Center. This is going to be down in the South Park Meadows area. It's directly behind the Target, if you're familiar with the area. It's on Alice May, which is the road that runs parallel to I-35, right behind all of the big shops that are there. It is going to be a full service center where we will have all of our programming. So we will have a Thrive Center downstairs, right behind where these big windows are. That's the lobby. And then all this area back here is going to be our Thrive Center that'll be licensed for 75. It was custom designed by our staff who went and researched other very successful day centers around the nation, and we stole all of their good ideas and designed a brand new space. So for example, there are no corners in the building. Everything has curved walls because we know that a lot of times as dementia progresses, our members will start to just wander. So it all makes a big loop so they can just wander wherever they want. There is no door that they cannot go through. We never want to tell somebody no. And so it is designed where any of the doors that like go into the kitchen or areas like that, they're disguised. So they wouldn't even know they were there. So that we don't have to worry about someone wandering into an area they shouldn't be in. We put in 9 bathrooms all around the perimeter so that no one has to worry about finding a bathroom. Just wonderful, fun areas. We designed all the different areas for activities. It will have a huge gardens out in the side. This will actually all be fenced back in here with a massive garden with a circular path through it, with heritage trees on the property. It's really going to be amazing. On this side and through here in the back will be all of our other programs. So we'll have our health equipment lending there. We'll have a resource center there. We will have space upstairs where we will have our Caregiver U classes on site where we can offer memory connections on site. We also will have space for other organizations to lease out with work sharing so that they can be on site as well. So for example, Meals on Wheels is going to be there physically. Family elder care will be there physically. So other supportive services for the community will be there. And so it will certainly be a one-stop shop of services for both caregivers and older adults. This is part of a 3-pronged major capital campaign that we have undertaken. Our step 1 is to build this brand new center in South Austin because South Austin has been very much a desert of need for services. And so we wanted to start there. And that will also allow us to serve not only South Austin, but into Bastrop and Hayes County, into down in Buda and Kyle, and off into Dripping Springs and Wimberley, so we can better serve that whole area. In fact, I'm going to be in Luling tomorrow because we're starting to expand into Lockhart and Luling with services into that area. Step 2 is we renovate our historic campus that's here in Hyde Park in the center of town. As I mentioned, it was built in 1906 and it's been held together with duct tape and dust and ghosts and everything else. And so it needs a lot of work. So we need to bring it up to code and do quite a bit of work on it. So that will be step 2. So once our south building is built, we will all move into the south building so that we can gut this historic building, redo it so it is much more effective. You know, over the years, we've kind of pigeonholed all of our programs into available space, so we need to make it purpose-built. So that's step 2. Step 3, we build a brand new center just like this one up in the Williamson County area. Our Thrive Center that is there, we lease the space that we're in, and we're landlocked, and so we cannot grow it any bigger, nor can we add any more services. And as we know, Williamson County is one of the fastest growing areas in the nation for older adults and for caregivers. So we need to have a bigger space to provide bigger services. So we've got the blueprints. All we need to do is get some land and we'll build another one. So that's a multi-year project because it's many, many millions of dollars we need to raise to make these things happen. However, we had hit the magic number for the South Center. And so we did break ground on Tuesday. Our construction team moved on site just as soon as we finished with the ceremonial turning the dirt. As soon as the tent was gone, they moved the heavy equipment on to the property. So we are actually in process. Our goal is that we're going to be open by this time next year. Our construction team has been really wonderful during COVID, that knowing that supply chain issues were coming up and those types of things, they got a warehouse and started stockpiling things we would need, like windows and doors and a elevator and things that would be hard to find. They went ahead and stockpiled so they can cut our time down. So we're very excited about this brand new opportunity because it basically is going to double the size of our organization. And then as we add the other programming and expand, we will be tripling the size of what we can do and who we can help serve. So it's a very exciting time for us, and it's a much needed time for us to be growing. COVID really put a spotlight on caregiving and aging and the issues that we're all going through. And so that has been one of the bright lights that came out of this really horrible time, is that people are talking about this. The government is really paying attention finally, and resources are starting to happen. So we have been planning this for about 10 years now, and it just kind of all fell together at the same time that we were able to finally make it all happen. So we're very excited about our future of serving the community. We're very proud of the work that we've done for 3 decades. And we are very grateful for all of the wonderful folks that we get to work with, like Lynn and like Dura, and like the Area Agency on Aging and all these other organizations in town. We all have the same goal, which is to make Central Texas the greatest place in the world to age. And so we work together to try to make sure that the resources that we need as caregivers are there to help us in that journey. And also the resources for our loved ones as they age are available as well. So that's my little spiel about who we are and what we do. Let's circle back around on some of the issues that folks are dealing with, and let's see if we can't help find you some solutions here today.
Right, that's a wonderful idea. And Dura, do you think that we should continue the recording, or should we?
We can go ahead and turn the recording off right now.